तमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
The main thing of Vedanta is Iheva Sambhavati Mokshaha. The liberation is not upon death, not Deha Padanaturdvam, Iha eva Jivannapi Mokshaha Sambhavati Tasmad Jivan Muktaha Saha Yaha Muktaha. While living itself, one who has liberated, because if liberation or the freedom is after the death of the body, then it is Desha Kala Vastu Parichinnam Bhavati. Then it is determined by time, space and causation. Parantu Brahma Adesha Kala Vastu Parichinna. Brahman is unconditioned by time, space and causation. Anything that is bound by time, then you have to do it in time. Anything that is bound by space, then you have limitation of space here and not there, now or not now. And if it is Vastu Parichinnaha Chet, if it is bound by objects and situations, then it is not in this condition, not in that condition, etc. Not by this person, not by that person. So Vedanta says, Tvam Sakshat Brahma. You are Brahman only. Forgetfulness is the problem. भूल जाते हैं. We don't remember. So, as I said, jnanam jnapakartham. To remind ourselves is jnanam. Na karakartham. Not to do. But many people don't understand this part and they say, मुझे ज्ञान मिल गया, अभी क्या करना है? One person said, went to the Mahatma and said, मुझे मोक्ष मिल गया, शांति नहीं मिला. मोक्ष मिल गया, शांति नहीं मिला. Oh, बीवी का नाम मोक्ष है. My girlfriend का नाम शांति है. So, Iheva Sambhavati. Here itself. So the next verse is beautifully put here. Iheva Taijida Sargaha Yesham Samye Stitam Manaha Nirdosham Hi Samam Brahma Tasmat Brahmani Te Stitaha Iheva Taijida Sargaha Yesham Samye Stitam Manaha Nirdosham Hi Samam Brahma Tasmat Brahmani Te Stitaha. Ihayeva, asmin janmayeva. In this very life itself, while you are in the body itself, that's why earlier also said, Navadvare Pure Dehi. Even as one dwells in this physical body, in this nine-gated city, Naiva Kuruvan Nakarayan Sukam. Person remains in this very body itself. And that is why these Mahatmas are the proof for that. A Jivan Mukta Purusha is rare to see, alright, but when you come across a Jivan Mukta Purusha, you are assured, you are convinced that it is possible. Gurudev and such other people who are such a blessing to the world to prove again and again that this is possible here and now. Otherwise we have a doubt because Shastra says, but where is the proof? Shastra or the scriptures may say something, but is there a proof that it is possible? Then only we are convinced, right? So Mahatmas are those who are a living demonstration of the truth. To prove to the world again and again what is said in Shastra is correct. And who are those? Iha eva taihi sargaha jitaha. They conquered jitaha, conquered sargaha. Sargaha means samsara. This samsara has been conquered by them. Who is a samsari? Who is somebody who is very sorry. Sorry about this state of affair. Samsari. Or even being samsari. So anyway. Iha eva. Quickly said that because you don't understand. Iha eva taihi jitaha. Sargaha. Such a person who has conquered this srishti or samsara. And how did he do that? Yesham manaha samye stitam, samatve stitam. Earlier they said, Vidyavane sampanne brahmane gavihastani sunivai shaiva svapakecha pandidaha samadarshinaha. That samadarshitvam takes place because Brahman is sama. That which is same. See, when you look back in your own life, when you were 2-3-year-old, when you were cute, now you are cute, at that time. At that time, what was your concern? What was your worries about? Nothing. And the same you, at that time when you lived with no concern or no worries and etc. is the same you now, at this point, 30-40 years later, the same you only. Body has undergone many changes. Your thinking has changed. Your knowledge has changed. Your priorities have changed. Desires have changed. So many changes. But is that one different or the same? You are the same person, right? The same soul. Interesting thing happened just last week, and I was after my morning, Sunday class, and I was sitting there for a Bhiksha. One young girl came. She's on the kindergarten. She usually comes and greets me every day, every Sunday. She came running. Swami, I have a question. What is soul? Question you are asking? What is soul? Swamiji, I said, this is soul. She looked at me with no change in her face. You are kidding. No, tell me correctly, what is soul? So about that child, what can I say? I said, God is sitting in you, that is soul. Suddenly, his whole face falling. Thank you. She went. So that child, what she understands as a soul is different, right? At that child's face, or in its mind, what is the idea of God? And when I say the God is sitting in you, then she got totally, shocked because nobody told probably that part, that you, the soul, is none other than the God's presence. And that God's presence is there in everyone equally. Nobody is deprived of that. No living being is deprived of that. So, iha eva taihi sargaha jitaha yesham samhe stitam manah. And that Brahman is unaffected by who you are. Nirdosham hi samam Brahma. As Bhagavan said, neither your papa or punya is mine. What you do, what you may do, how you get affected, disturbed by the result has nothing to do with me. Na adate kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhu na cha karma phala sanyogam. Right? And also he said, I am not interested in what you do, how you do, na kurvan, na karayan. And I am the same in Vidya Vinaya Sampane, Brahmane, Gavi Hastini, Suni Jaiva Swapake. The Samatvam is not only yoga, Samatvam Brahmana Rupam. In other places it says, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Name Dveshu Astinam Priya. I am same in all. My name is what? Same. Sama is my name. I am same in all conditions also. Whether you are unhappy, happy, whether you are grown or not grown, whether you are mature or immature, whether you know it or not know it. I am same. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. Tasmat brahmani te stitaha. This is called brahmanya adaya karmani. He points out that keeping that samatvam brahma, samam hi brahma, in keeping mind in that, brahmani adaya, samatva brahmani adaya, karmani kuruti. So, this one whose presence is unpolluted, undisturbed, same, that is the nature of all the Mahatmas. They go beyond religions and culture and traditions, color, caste, creed. They do not bring those divisions in their vision. Unfortunately, all religions are dividing people based upon your belief and non-belief. And countries divide themselves based upon race, color, culture. Only divide and make people hate each other, compete with each other. Why Bharata says that, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam? What does it mean? Based upon what? Ekameva Brahma, Tadeva Satyam, Tadeva Tvam. That universal oneness is the message of the world by Bharata, in which alone all the differences will end. With that knowledge alone, anything else only divide people. So here, nirdosham hi samam brahma, tasmat brahmani te stitaha. Brahmani, in that understanding of the reality of oneness, te brahmavidaha stitaha. Men of knowledge, they remain in that oneness. That's why they do not have any hatred towards anybody. No clinging on to anything. Taihi jitaha sargaha. They only have conquered this samsara. The very word samsara means samyak sada saradi is samsara. That which is subject to some constant change is samsara. That's why it's often referred to the river of samsara, because the moment you look at the water, the next moment it is different. Constant change. Gurudev used to say, Jagat is that jagat, constantly jayade gachati. Born and die. That is Jagat. Today is not yesterday, today is not tomorrow. Today would not be there tomorrow. Yesterday was not yesterday. It keeps changing. Last moment is not this moment. Nature of change, constantly happening. You have an illusion of permanency here. So what is permanent is Paramananda. That alone is there, which is watching the change, undergoing no change. Watching all the changes, but uninfluenced by the changes. So those who have kept their mind in that changeless Brahman, they are the people who are said to be Brahmanishtaha. And in the worldly situations, whether they get anything they want, because basically they do not want anything, but even if that is acceptable to them, coming to them, neither they get elated, nor when they come to face situations which are causing sorrow, etc. Neither nor they are affected. That's what he says. What is the samya sthiti? Na prahrishtet priyam prapya.
न प्रहृष्ये प्रियं प्राप्य
Nodvijet prapya cha priyam.
नोद्विजेत् प्राप्य चाप्रियम्
Sthira buddhira sammudaha.
स्थिरबुद्धिरसम्मूढः
Brahmavid brahmani sthitaha.
ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः
न प्रहृष्येत् प्रियं प्राप्य नोद्विजेत् प्राप्य चाप्रियम् स्थिरबुद्धिरसम्मूढः ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः. Echoing the words of Upanishad. Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. Knowing Brahman is being that. No other knowledge is like that. If you are a doctor of medicine, you are not medicine. Man, you become medicine when you know medicine. You become Allah when you know law. No. But here, when you know Brahman, you are Brahman. There is no, because it is subjective knowledge, it's not something objective or intellectual. This Atma Jnanam, when a guru teaches, he is not teaching to your mind, he is teaching to your soul. That is why this knowledge does not leave you. Once you get it, it won't leave you. So be careful, you want it or not. Swamiji, I was so happy before learning Vedanta. Everything looks so impermanent. What do I do now? Earlier I was enjoying like anybody else. Now, ऐसा नहीं कर सकता है. When you say that it's all impermanent, how would I enjoy this? Problem. So that's why some people don't want to come to Vedanta class. Why? Yeah, no, you pollute our mind. No, I don't. Because once you know, you can't escape this. And because this knowledge does not merely touch your intelligence or intellect, it goes further deep. But that's why Bhagavan Krishna was asked, Arjun says, if I learn this knowledge and I don't reach moksha, what happens to me? I will start from the scratch again? No. Where you left, there is where you begin. Meaning what? Your knowledge that you gain in this life does not go away or it does not disappear as you get the next birth. Otherwise, if you are an English professor in this birth, you wrote 3-4 books on English grammar, next birth, A for apple, B for boy, C for cat, and D for dog. Starting. What happened to your English professorhood last birth? There is one rare prodigy here and there, but that doesn't prove anything else other than the rest of them are all subject to forgetting whatever they learned. But this knowledge, once gained, it would move you to the next scale, next level of evolution. You won't go back. Now, there's no stepping down. So this knowledge, therefore, he says, Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. Brahmavid Brahmani sthitaha. Brahmanam veti Brahmaiva bhavati. One who knows Brahman cannot but be that. And having remained in the nature of Brahman, which is of the nature of supreme bliss. So, one should not think that, learning this knowledge, Vedanta Swami, I will become so and so very dry, Once Guruji, Swami Tejamanji was asked, so what do I get by knowing this knowledge? Don't I become so dry? Guruji very usually said, you will not be dry, you will become dry fruit. See, any other fruit, after some time you will lose its sweet, right? But dry fruit? Even it is dry, it is sweet. Externally you don't have any more inclination, but internally you are enjoying. And he only knows that. Unfortunately, nobody else knows. It's not, ha 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 ha. It's not like that. Joy is not just laughing. Contentment, fulfillment. There is nothing else I need. It is said that Socrates used to go to the nearest shop every day, and he will go and look at all the things in the shop but buy nothing. So the shopkeeper was watching him for a long time, and one day he really caught hold of him. Every day you come here, see all things, but you buy nothing. Why are you coming here? He said, I come here only to look at all these things to tell myself how I am so happy without any one of this. So for him, anything so called as priyam by others, by which na pragrushyet. He is not too excited about getting what others may think it is so desirable to get. Na pragrushyet priyam prapya. Priyam, priyavastum prapya, na pragrushyet. He does not get overjoyed. Na udvijet, not he gets agitated, apriyam prapya. What is not desirable according to others when it comes to him, na udvijet, he is not disturbed at all. Why? His mind is always in samye sthitam. See, this does not mean somebody goes to him and says, I lost my wife. I got lottery for 1 million. It is not like stone-like existence. He definitely will enjoy in somebody else's joy and participate in the sorrow of others, but without leaving his oneness with himself. Knowing that in the transactional world there are joys and sorrows. For himself there is nothing. But just to be in this world, he will participate in the joys and sorrows of others. It is not acting, it is not kind of pretentiousness, he feels for them. It is like a mirror, as Gurudev beautifully would put. Mirror neither shows your beauty nor your ugliness, does it? On its own. If you stand there without makeup, it will show you. Well, it will show you your true avatar. And if you put all this, 1 or 2, 3 foundations and then stand there, it will show your beauty. So mirror does not decide. If a sorrowful person stands in front of the mirror, obviously the mirror will reflect the sorrowful face. Similarly, a Mahatma just would reflect the person and his need. Because on his own he has no agenda. That's why with the kids he will be like a child. With the men of wisdom he will be a man of wisdom. Unmattavat balavat. Because they do not have their own personal agenda about anything. Therefore, they become like a reflection of the mirror. And the interesting thing is, Gurudev would say, when you stand in front of that, it will reflect you. When you move away, it doesn't regret. Arey, kahan ja rahe ho tum? No. Nothing. Simple. So as a person comes, reflect. Another person goes, there is no loss. Na prakrishet priyam prapya nodvichet prapya cha apriyam sthira buddhi asammuda. This is called sthira buddhi. A steady mind. As earlier in 2nd chapter also he explained the prajna. And there the question raised by Arjuna is twofold. What is the state of a person who is in samadhi? What is the state of the same person outside the samadhi? So Bhagavan has explained that. What he asked? Siddha prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. When he is samadhistasya, one who is in samadhi, what is the way you describe him? Sthitati kim prabhasheda kimasida prajeda kim. how does he move around, talk about outside the samadhi? I want to know both. It is in the state of total absorption, how is he? When he starts to come out of it, what does he speak? How? Because in samadhi, then there is no question of talking and walking and the other things. So he wanted both. So Bhagavan explains both. What happens when he is in total absorption? What happens when he is out? So here, a person who has gained the inner bliss by remaining fully abiding in oneself, when he meets the world, Tidadi, Tira Buddhi Asammudaha, undiluted. Delusion means where there is a constant oscillation. When I get the right thing, I get so overjoyed. When I don't get the right thing, I get over sorrowful. We go to the extremes. They are not staying in the neutral condition. See, very simply put is, what is the color of your eyes? When I see red, it becomes red. When I see blue, it becomes blue. Is it? What is the taste of your tongue now? Just now I had coffee, sorry. It's coffee. But what is the taste of your tongue? Try it. क्या है? नहीं है, कुछ नहीं. Because it does not have its own taste, therefore it can taste everything. What is the smell of your nose? No, your nose, not somebody. There's no smell. Why? Because when there is no smell only, it can smell all other things. Eyes have no color, therefore it can see all colors. Tongue has no taste, therefore it can taste everything. What is the sound of your ears? What? Most of the teenagers. So, your ear does not have any, your ears do not have any sound of its own. See, think about it. You are able to experience the world because the equipments do not have its own sound or taste or smell or touch. In the same way, true world can be experienced only by that mind which does not oscillate. We are all lopsided perception only. Our perception is always colored because our mind is in one condition or the other. From that standpoint only we look at the world. Whereas, Sthira Buddhihi Asammuda. He will look at the world without any bias, without any kind of partiality. Thus, therefore, his judgment is also correct. He would not judge the world based upon others' perception and opinions, or by his own existing vasanas or desires. So that is the reason why such a person, Brahmavid, Brahmanisthita. And what is the nature of Brahman? Samoham. Samatvam, it is samam, nirdosham hi samam Brahma. Without any such impurity. And joy that he gets out of that Brahma Sukham that he gets is incomparable. That's why he says, Bhyaspashveshvasaktatma Vindatyatmani yat sukham
Vindatyatmani yat sukham
Sabrahma yoga yuktatma Sukhamakshayam ashnute Bhakyasvashveshvasaktatma Vindatyatmani yat sukham Sabrahma yoga yuktatma Sukhamakshayam ashnute. Akshayam Sukham. Kshayam means subject to decay. Akshayam, Nakshayam Gacchati. Undecaying happiness. Meaning there is no start and stop. Our joys are always having a source or a cause, and when the cause is removed, Sukham also ends. That's why many of the kids, when they eat the sweet, slowly only they will eat. They don't want Akshaya Sukham. Cake also, one bit only. Then put it in the fridge. After an hour, again one. Because we want to extend the joy as much as we can. So what is the Akshaya Sukham then? Bhaya Sparsheshu Asakta Atma. See, our Sukham is threefold. One is Sparsha Sukham. Contact born joy. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, etc. All of them are causing happiness to us by contact. And look at the beautiful things, then there is a Sukham in that. Listening to the beautiful music, there is a Sukham in that, etc. So this is called Sparsha Sukham. Sparsha in Sanskrit means contact. So, Bahya Sparsha Sukham Anityam. So long as the contact is there is joy. When the contact is stopped, gone. So it is Shaya Sukham. It's subject to end. Shayam Gacchati. And then again you wanted it again. Again you engage in the same, either the senses or whatever, to get that. Again that ends. And our life is so busy with that only. Knowing that it is Shaya Sukham, knowing it is impermanent, we have no other choice. Nothing wrong in that happiness, but understand it is temporary. So why do we go for temporary joy? Because we have no other thing to go for. There's no other alternative. The next one is called Tripti Sukham. Tripti is where we get content. We wanted to achieve something, we got it. Some success, we want promotion, we got that. So that also is a Sukham. It is not Sparsha Sukham. It is not contact born, but it is thought born. It is born out of a thought. I want, got it. So there is a little more feeling of fulfillment, contentment, satisfaction. Tripti Sukham. But the one which actually we should look for is Atma Sukham, which is undecaying, which has no beginning or end, which is not born out of sparsha, not because of achieving something or obtaining something or conquering something or fulfilling something. It is recognition of the fact that even sparsha sukhamapi, tripti sukhamapi, tasmadeva jayate. Even the so-called contact bond joy or the so-called satisfaction is also coming from the source is Ananda. Source is that only. See, when you go to the state of deep sleep, what causes you joy? कहाँ से आपको सुख मिल रहा है? कोई और से? Somebody is causing that happiness? No. कोई वस्तु से? Or any object? Or you have fulfilled something? Have you achieved by sleeping? I slept and I achieved great success. What success? What, you didn't achieve anything. In fact, you were as stupid as before. Right? I went to sleep as stupid and woke up as intelligent. But nothing like that. Nothing happens like that. So neither intellectually you have achieved something, nor it is out of any kind of fulfillment, nor it is any sparsha or born of contact. Where is then that sukham? What is the source? What is the cause? Karanam. So you realize that ajnanam there. Where ajnana, so in Kaivalya Upanishad beautifully it is said, tamo vibhuta sukarupameti. Tamo atama abhibhutaha sukarupameti. When our buddhi, mind, intellect, sense organs are all withdrawn in the state of sleep, and in that withdrawn state, tamaha, ajnana overpowers. In that condition, what is that your thought process? I don't know. A state of total absence of any volition of the mind and the senses. No activity. Even in that state of ajnana, you are at the lap of Brahman. Not knowing. Not knowing that you are there. That's why when you wake up, where were you? I don't know. What were you doing? I don't know. What were you thinking? I don't know. I don't know is the answer. Is it not? So the source of that bliss in the state of sleep is also Brahma Eva. But because of the absence of knowledge of that, and you are not aware of that fact, when you wake up, even though you have experienced the sukham, the source of which you don't know. Think of the fact that when you are awarefully, consciously reach to the same point, you can go anytime you want. Not sleep. To that source. And you realize that is my nature. It is not caused by anything. It's already there. That is called Akshaya Sukham. That is called unborn, uncreated, unending. So Bhagavan here says, Bahya Sparsheshu Asakta. No more attached to the external contacts. Such a person, Yat Sukham Atmani Vindati, discovers in himself. Where? When you are withdrawn from the external contacts and you start recognizing the Atma Sukham within you, Sa Brahma Yoga Yuktatma. Such a person is considered as one who has connected to Brahman. Sam Brahma Yoga Yuktatma Sukham Akshayam Ashnuti. He gains that Akshaya Sukham, unending, eternal, infinite, endless. And such a person, when he has gained that Akshaya Sukham, when he comes back to the world and get Sparsha Sukham, kuch nahi hai. There is nothing in this. Where one has reached the highest state of bliss, for everything else becomes tuchcha eva sarvam. So insignificant. An individual thereafter would not have any more interest to pursue that. Even as it comes in front of him, he would not give much importance to it, because he has gained such a high level of joy. Thereafter, everything else will become only reflection of that only. Once you have seen the brightness, brilliance of the sun, what will be the small little things can do? They are so limited. Once you have found the source of joy, would he settle for anything that is of a limited nature? That is the reason why a person who has gained the Akshaya Sukham, he will not settle for anything else which is of insignificant nature. And why he does not anymore engage in this Sparsha Sukham? Because they are temporary, and another reason is, when that temporary Sukham ends, it leads to sorrow. Is it that? The last bit of Rasmalai is also gone. You have one more? No, over. The end of that is only Dukkham. And you cannot have more also, that also Dukkham. The whole bucket full of that, you can eat there. That also is Dukkham. And it is not there, that is also Dukkham. So, any contact born joy is by nature Dukkham. Ehi samsparshaja bhogaha.
Yehi samsparshaja bhogaha.
Dukkayonaya evate.
Dukkayonaya evate.
Adyantavantha kaunteya.
kaunteya
nateshu ramate buddha
nateshu ramate buddha
yehi samsparshaja bhogaha dukkayonaya evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Ye bhogaha, these experiences, samsparshajaha, born out of sense contacts. What are they? Dukkayonaya, the womb of sorrow. Because potentially they are only sorrow. As Gurudev would say, what do you call that? Return. What is it called? Happiness chart,
Diminishing return.
Diminution of
Diminishing
diminution
returns.
of
Law
law of diminishing returns. Law of diminishing returns. First Rasagulla is highest joy. Second one, okay. Third, fourth, pain. Fifth, dukkam. So the first one is joy because you have a desire in your mind that causes that anxiety for having it, along with the actual experience of that object. The second one, the thought is gone. Because I want is gone anymore. Because you got it. Then second one is merely by repeating that experience, but it won't be the same. The first one indeed is of highest joy. Second one is reduce that. Third and further reduce. Fourth one further reduce. And then it leads to dukkha. But next day again it starts. That's the problem there. So, yehi samsparshaja bhoga, all the contact born joys are all dukkha yonaya evate. That's why, Nachiketa was told, when he asked this question, tell me what is the highest truth. Lord Yama gave everything that he would not even ask for. Long life. All the pleasures that you want. Everything. He said, keep it that with you. I don't want that. Because I know. Sarvendriyanam jarayanti teja. These are all only taking away your energy of your senses. Close it. Bandu karo. Press that and close it. Good. Then you can go there. Good. So, samsparshaja bhogaha sarve dukkayonaya eva. All these contact born joys are all subject to causing pain. Most of us, absence of sorrow is what is called sukham for us. We have never experienced actual joy. Even when you go to sleep, problems of the day is going to be solved by sleeping. It's not that they are gone. They are there waiting outside next day. But at the temporarily, I don't get disturbed. So for us, the joy is absence of sorrow. It's like painkiller, right? The pain is there, you take a painkiller. The pain you won't don't experience the pain. Pain is there, but you don't experience the pain. So temporarily you are out of it. But then, when the effect of the painkiller is gone, it will kill you with the pain. When you come back, it is waiting. So, absence of sorrow alone, we call it as joy. Dukkha nivrityeva sukham atra. Na sukha prapti. Our sukha prapti is dukkha nivritti. But nitya sukham na dukkha nivritti. Dukkha nasha. This ajnana dukkham that destroyed, the source is destroyed. So there is not just absence of sorrow, absence of the source of sorrow. See, when you go to a doctor, when you have a trouble, they only symptomatically treat you first. First they give a pill, so just to get, then they will look at what is this issue there. And again, even when they go look at where the problem is, and how to treat it, and then, so they treat the disease. Whereas traditional system of medicine is treat the person. Then you will never get it back again. One is to treat the disease and get rid of it, so that when you get next time, you'll come back to me. Right? Whereas the real treatment is make the person immune to that problem. Which is better. It will take more time, but thereafter you will never get it again. Then, is that not desirable? Krishna is not just solving the problem of Arjuna. He makes him realize that the problem is in your thinking, not in the situation. That's what I said in the first day. Some people have problems, some people are the problems. So, recognize that. And why these samsarshaja bhogaha dukkha yoneha adyantavantaha? They have a beginning and an end. Uska sukha adi bhi hai, ant bhi hai. Beginning is there, end is there. Anything that has a beginning must end, and the end causes the pain. Na teshu ramate buddha. So therefore, men of wisdom don't revel there. They know that if I begin, it will end. That anything has a beginning and end is really a mere temporary relief. I want permanent solution. And the permanent solution is then you become immune to that sorrow, immune to that calamity of the situation, immune to that potential causes of sorrow. So like you take immunity shots, right? Why? Because even the COVID comes and hangs around you, you will not be affected, hopefully. So in the same way, when you become immune to this external attractions which causes the temporary sukha, that is considered as out of jnana. So, such a person who lives in this very world where you and I live, here itself, again he points out, here itself he gets such a joy, incomparable, unparalleled joy, and there are only two things he has to take care. Krishna is making it very clear. Only two things you take care, you get the joy of the infinite nature now. Oh, what are those two things? Shakno dihaiva yasodum.
Shakno dihaiva yasodum.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Praksharira vimokshanat.
Kama krododbhavam vegam.
Kama krodhodbhavam vegam.
Sayukta sasukhi naraha.
Sayukta sasukhi naraha.
Shakno dihaiva yasodum. Praksharira vimokshanat. Kama krododbhavam vegam. Sayukta sasukhi naraha. Sasukhi naraha. He is a real happy person. Again, happiness is not like that. It's not just externally smiling or laughing. Sasukhi naraha means one who is really joyful. Who is that person? One who has the ability to withstand what? Shaknodi iha eva sodum. Sodum shaknodi. Sahishnum shaknodi. One who is able to bear here itself. Asmin janmani asmin dehe vasanneva. Even while living in this physical body. Yaha sodum shaknodi. Here who is able to withstand. Before the fall of the body. Prak sharira vimokshanat. Sharira vimoksha is called death. Prak, before that. Before the end of the body. Before the fall of the body itself, if we can withstand what? Vegam. Vegam means what? Last week, not last week. Vegam. Vegam means the force. That you go to Las Vegas with a lot of Vegam. While coming back, there is no Vegam. You lost everything. In Tamil, Vegam is quick. But in Sanskrit, Vegam is the force. The power. The power of what? Kama, Krodha, Udbhavam, Vegam. The force to withstand is born out of desire and anger. Put together, desire become danger. That desire and anger, they are both born out of rajas only. Kamayesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna Samudbhava. Many places he brought this point. Kamayesha, Krodesha. Because Arjuna asked this question, what makes a person commit sin? He says, Kamayesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna Samudbhava. Mahashano Mahapapma. Vitti enam iha vairinam. The greatest enemy to you is these two. So who actually is the person of complete joy here? Bhagavan Krishna gives a only small little tip. Withstand your desire and anger. That's all you have to do. Simple, straightforward, key. Some children ask, when we are chanting the prayer, etc., when do you say Jai? I say whenever I give a key. What? Shyavara Ramachandra key. Jai. Hanuman key. Jai. Similarly, what is the key for joy? Withstanding the power of desire and anger. Kama krodotbhagam vegam. Iha eva yaha shaknoti sodam shaknoti. Sasuki. He is called a man of joy. Sasuki Narahan. A man of great joy. See, when you have no desire, wherever you are unaffected by what is happening there. You don't have any expectation. See, if we have any expectation from anyone, there is always an anxiety. And when it is fulfilled, you're okay. Most of the time when it is not, your only half possibility is there. You get it or you don't get it, there's nothing in between. So, your anxiety is like, will I get? When you don't get, So the sorrow is not caused by anything other than your own expectation. Gurudev used to say, disappointments come to those who have appointments. Simple as that. When you expect something and if it doesn't happen, you are unhappy. Who asked you to expect? So very often our relationships get strained because we have expectations from the other person who does not fulfill it. So our Guruji used to say, before you enter in any relationship, tell them clearly, this is what I expect from you. And the person said, I cannot do it. Then let us end it. Because why do you want to get disappointed then? See, when you go to your workplace, is it not that you are expected to fulfill certain things? They give you your, what do you call that? Profile of your work. This thing is what I accomplish. If you do it, then you are doing your job. In a relationship, what happens is, we don't tell the other person what we expect from the other person. I never expected this from you. Who asked you to expect? I never told you that I am going to do it. So the more we expect, more possibilities of sorrow. So what is desirelessness in this condition? What is that kama vega? Kama vegam is where the desire is to desire of certain things to happen in certain ways, certain people have to behave certain ways only, then only I am going to be happy. You are actually programming yourself. There is a simple software you are creating here. Only in these conditions I'll be happy. In these conditions I'll be unhappy. You are programming yourself. Right? And that program does not match with the hardware there. Then Similarly, Krodha. And Krodha is born out of Kama only. Desire alone is the cause of anger. You cannot be angry about someone or something you don't care about. Huh? You will be angry only when there is a desire, an expectation. If your neighbor's son is not doing well in school, are you angry about it? Good. He needs that. So you have nothing to do. You have no desire for that. It is your son. That's your daughter. So when there is a close I and my is there, obviously there is anger when it doesn't happen. So anger is born out of the first child of anger. Desire is anger. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Iti, Shadurmaya. 6 waves. Mother wave is desire. Mother wave is the desire, and then subsidiary waves come. They are all cousin brothers. Anger, lust, passion, greed, jealousy. All of them underlying presence is desire. If I don't get what I want, anger. Correct? That is born out of desire. And I want to get more and more of what I want, greed. Lobha. Kama, Krodha, Lobha. When I get whatever I want and without me putting any more effort, I become so proud, Moha, delusion. Kama, Krodha, Lobha. And I look down on others and I consider myself great, Mother. Pride. And I want somebody else get it, Matsarya. It's called jealous. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All of them underlying current is what? Desire. And that is eliminated. I often tell this to people. Yesterday I didn't see you in the lecture. Why did you not come? Bahut kamda. Meaning I had too much of desire. Doing something else. आपके पास बहुत काम है, इसलिए बहुत काम है, इसलिए आपका मन न काम है. If you have too much of Sanskrit kama, you will have more of Hindi kama. And because of you will not get English kama. Right? Kama janami te moolam sankalpat kila jayase tasmat na sankalpayishyami tadosvam na bhavishyasi. Mahabharata. Is it, hey Kama, I know your root. See, anything that is there as a symptom, you go to the root, you will understand where it begins. Hey Kama janami te moolam. I know your source. What is the source of desire? Looking for happiness. Isn't it? I project the notion of happiness on something and that causes desire. An object cannot by itself cause you desire unless you find happiness in it. Unless you see that there is joy in this, you will not desire it. You go to a Punjab and give gongura chutney to him. What does he do with it? What is that? He has no desire for that because he doesn't find any happiness in that. Whereas you, in spite of the fact that it brings tears to your body, tears to your eyes, and the whole body is shaking with the fire of spice. Telugu, all these people. What a joy. Punjabi people. So it's interesting. One fellow went to South India, Punjabi, and he asked for a cup doodh lao. And in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, doodh means only this much. One tumbler, half of that is the milk brought. You know how much they drink in minimum size. American size is He looked at that. Calm it down. So what is joy for you is not joy for somebody else. So this sankalpa is samyak kalpana. I have a fascination. I have a notion that it is joy. And that notion of joy make me desire it. So, he kama janami te moolam. I know where you are coming from. Sankalpa kila jayase. You are born out of sankalpa. Adano athaha na sankalpayishyami. Now I stop that part. What? I do not anymore superimpose desire, joy in anything. Then, this is called jnana. You cannot stop desire when you still have idea of happiness in that object. It will be forcefully quitting, but it will be very temporary, it will come back again. Because your source is what? It is joy in that. There is joy in that. So, ato na sankalpayishyami tato tvam na bhavishyasi. Then only I will eliminate you. So you have to go always to the source and eliminate there. The one who is able to withstand the force of kama and krodha. Ihaivatay jita sargaha esham samti. Before we saw that. And again he says, what is the jita sarga? Who is the jita sarga? The one who is conquered, one who has conquered the force of joy, desire and anger. Shaknodi iha eva yasodum prap sharira vimokshanat. Before the fall of the body, padanat prag. Mrityoho prag. Kama krododbhavam vekam. The force created by kama and krodha. In fact, everybody engages in the world because of that force only. Either engages because of desire or engages out of anger. Sayuktasa sukhi naraha. Such a person alone is truly happy. And this see, what is that sukham then? If it is not coming out of object, where is the other source? Not out of the object, it must be subject. Yontas sukontararamaha.
Yontas sukontararamaha.
Tatantar jyotirevayah.
Tathantar jyotirevayah.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Sayogi brahma nirvanam.
Brahma bhuto dhigacchati.
Brahma bhuto dhigacchati.
Yontas sukontararamaha. Tatantar jyotirevayah. Sayogi brahma nirvanam. Brahma bhuto dhigacchati. Yaha antasukhe arama. One who has now having turned his attention to himself and finding the joy in oneself. Yaha antasukha. Antar arama. Antasukha, one who is of the nature of finding joy in himself. Antar arama. Antar arama means aram. Relaxed. Fully abiding in oneself and no more disturbance there. Always in aram separate, right? Aramate. Arams. Bide, relaxed. In the flight also they say, no? What is that? Sit back and relax. So you can relax only when you know that the pilot knows where he is going. Otherwise you can't relax. But here the person of this knowledge, one who has discovered antasukha. Yo antasukha antararamaha. And this antasukha is self-eliminating person. Tata antar jyotirevayah. See, when we are, as we gave the example of, let us say I'm eating something, the object which is there, a sweet or whatever, until my mind and the senses coming in contact with that, experience won't take place. For example, if somebody is sleeping and put a rasgulla in the tongue, do you think you will enjoy that? Many times the children also put a sugar cube there. No experience takes place. Why? Tongue is there, sugar is there, touching is taking place, yet. Why? Man nahi hai. So who is actually experiencing it? Without the mind, there is not the experience of joy. So where the mind is present behind the senses and senses in touch with the sense object, then only there is experience of that. Now when you understand it clearly, if the mind is there, a tongue is touching that object of sweet, and sweetness, sweet object has got sweetness also. The mind is preoccupied with something else. It would not enjoy it. It may experience the sweet, but not the joy. So the physical experience of taste takes place, but experience of joy doesn't take place because the mind is occupied with some other agitation. Then also there is no experience of joy. So joy is essentially a state of mind. Gurudev again will point out that. Presently our experience of joy is a state of mind where the mind is not in that state. Then where is the joy then? So a particular process or particular thought pattern alone creates the joy. When you are giving me sweet, at that time I come to know that my friend is actually in a very big accident. Halfway I have eaten this rasgulla. The moment that information comes to me by my phone, etc., that very moment my joy ends. Why? Mind. The mind is no more able to experience it. Even though it experiences sweet, but not the joy. Essentially, therefore, the state of the mind that creates the joy. Interesting point further analyzed is, when you give what the mind wants, the thought about that object ends. Coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. Gurudev used to say coffee, 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 coffee. Give coffee. Because it's becoming louder and louder and louder, you have to give. Somebody also says the first thing coffee. Isn't it?
But first coffee.
But first coffee. First thing you have to have coffee. Because coffee. So when that coffee thought has been agitating you, at the moment you give the coffee, what happens to that thought? Gone. The coffee thought is no more there. Cookie. Next one has come. Cookie. Give cookie. End. Right? Cigarette. No, see, every such thought agitations are there. Once that thought agitation temporarily ends, there is a glimpse of Sukham. Not from the object, not from the thought, but in the absence of the thought. Absence cannot create joy. That means, in the absence of the thought, the support of the thought is actually giving joy. What is support? Adhar. Atma. Atma eva sukham. Bhumo eva sukham na alpe sukhamasti. Chandogya Upanishad. That Atmani eva sukham, Atma eva sukham. Vritti or a thought is only a disturbance of that. Because there is nothing called vritti or thought other than consciousness. Consciousness disturbed is thought. Because there cannot be two. Then you have to enter into the Dvaitam there. Here, the consciousness of the nature of Sukham disturbed is thought. When the disturbance ends, what it is. So where is actual Sukham? Antas Sukham. Antaha Atma Sukham. So that's why here he points out, Yaha Antas Sukhaha. He who has discovered Atma Sukham. Antar Aramaha. Where he recognizes Atma Eva Sukham, na vritteshu Sukham asti, tasmat vritti nivrittihi eva Sukham. Bhagavan Krishna says in 6th chapter, and he says, Shanai Shanai Ruparame Buddhya Tridikrihitaya Atma Samstam Manakritva Na Kinchida Vichintayet. Not a thought should come out of it. In that absence of the thought, one recognizes that presence of the joy which is a substratum. Having recognized the substratum as a joy, will he anymore consciously bring out a thought? No. This is called antara. It is not forceful quitting, but shifting the attention. Attention presently on the thoughts. This attention, when it is no more on the thoughts, but only on the self, that self which is the self-illuminator, Antarjyoti. Because this Jyoti, Antarjyoti, the light of consciousness is alone, is lighting up every thought. Without the consciousness, then no thought can be known to us. So the Antarjyoti is self-illuminating. We do not need a thought to know the self. Many people ask, how do you experience the self? Not with the thought. Because the thought experience of the self is temporary. The disturbance of consciousness appears as a thought wave. And when the thought ends, there is joy. Again, another thought comes. When the thought ends, there is joy. Again, another thought comes. Which makes you go away from the substratum. If you can imagine that condition graphically. Moment you move away from the consciousness, which is a thought, you are away from Atma Sukha. And when you get what you want, when the required or demanded by the thought, it goes down. Right? Joy. Again it comes. So this constant wave of thoughts is what our mind is. Constant movement of consciousness is called mind. When the mind subsides into its source or subsides into the substratum, what is it? Antas Sukhaha, Antar Aramaha, Antar Jyotihi. 3 points he puts here. Yontas Sukhantara Ramaha, Tata Antar Jyotirevayaha. Such a person, Sayogi. Not the one who has a long beard. Gurudev would say, longer the beard, greater should be your doubt. That is the reason why I don't. Because in the daadi pakad ke kya bata rahe ho tum? Nobody can catch me. Nothing there. So yogi does not mean one who is, have a long beard and jadadari and then, no. Antasukhaha, antararamaha, antarjodiyaha, sayogi. He is a true yogi, a man who has found his inner choice and poise, poiseful joy. In that inner poise, Brahma Nirvanam, Brahma Bhutaha, Adhigachati. Adhigachati, Janati. Adhigamanam is to know, not going. Gachati is going. Right? In Sanskrit, Gachati means goes. Adhigachati means knows. Knowing itself is going. Here. Where are you going for moksha? Nowhere. You're not going anywhere. So if somebody is sleeping, he has gone to sleep. Where? I see him. Where is he gone? Is he gone anywhere? He gone to sleep. He went to sleep. Where did he go? He is not available. That's what you mean by saying going, right? So gaya. So gaya. Kaha gaya? Ahi hai na? So gaya means here, nahi gaya. Meaning not available, he has reached the state of sleep. In the same way, moksha के लिए कुछ और देश में जाना ही नहीं है. It's not that you are going somewhere. So it's not gacchati, adhigacchati. You know it, you are there. Brahma bhutaha adhigacchati. Brahma nirvanam adhigacchati. Brahma nirvanam moksha. Moksham adhigacchati. He, the one who remains in that state of realization. Nirvana means where there is no fire of ignorance. Brahmajnanat nirvanam. The Buddhist scriptures use the word nirvana. Nirvana means vana means fire. Nirvana means no more fire. No more fire of ignorance. That's called nirvana. And in the Buddhist literature it's called nibbana. Nibbana. And become Nippon, and become Japan. Seriously, that is the root. Nippon. The original name was Nippon. Then you become Japan. So Nibbana means Nirvana. Nirvana means where there is no more fire of ignorance. Brahma Nirvanam adhigacchati. Brahma Bhutaha, one who has reached the state of Brahman. He remains as that, as earlier also said, Brahmavit. Brahmani sthitaha. Labante, again that is Brahma Nirvanam, he himself is explaining that. Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Labante Brahma Nirvanam.
Shayakshina Kalmashaha.
Shayakshina Kalmashaha.
Chidnadvaita Yatatmanaha.
Chidnadvaita Yatatmanaha.
Sarvabhuta Hiterataha.
Sarvabhuta Hiterataha.
Labante Brahma Nirvanam. Rishayakshina Kalmashaha. Chinnadvaita Yatatmanaha. Sarvabhuta Hiterataha. Rishayaha labante. Rishis are those who have gained this. What? Brahma Nirvanam labante. They obtained this state of oneness. No more fire of ignorance. Rishaya, the very main Rishi means one who sees. Rishyate iti Rishi. One who is able to see. We also see. Pashyan apijana pashyati modaha. Even though we see only with the eyes. Only a Madrasi can see with the not the eyes. You see? Oh, I see. You see the two Madrasi is talking. You see? Oh, I see. What are you people seeing? I don't know. I see means I understand. So Rishaya means those who have understood clearly. That's why Bhagavan says, Yam pashyati sa pashyati. Pashyati means not seeing with the eyes, knowing, realizing, understanding, recognizing. You see? You're not seeing with the eyes. You don't see the way I see it. Isn't that we complain to people? One man came back, took his glasses off his wife and went to the ophthalmologist or whatever. Optical shop he went. Gave the glass. Hey, yesterday only you took it? Yeah. Why? She's not seeing the way I see things. This glass doesn't work. It is not the physical seeing. Rishayah kshina kalmashaha rishayah. Those whose impurities are kshinam. Kshinam gataha. Their impurities have become reduced to the bare minimum or no anymore. Kalmasha. Sometimes it is called kashmalam. I don't want to explain what that is. You know it. Those who are from Chennai, they know it. What it really means. Kashmalam. The variated version is. I don't want to say. Anyway. So Kashmalam is impurity. It's a Sanskrit word. Those Jatkavalas also speak in Sanskrit only. Kashmalam are kalmasham. So the impurities, Shina kalmashaha rishayaha labante. Brahma nirvanam labante. Those impurities are reduced to the bare minimum. They come to see the end of ignorance. And the end of ignorance is none other than presence of the full, complete, all-illuminating knowledge. It is like that of, as I said, give the example, darkness ends only when there is light. There is no other way. So that illuminating presence of the self in them, Antarjyoti, in which all the impurities are burned, labante brahma nirvanam rishayakshina kalmashaha. And what is this kalmasha? That also is explained by Bhagavan. Bhagavan never leaves anything unexplained. Chinna dvaidaha. Dvaida. The dualities of life. Joy, sorrow, success, failure, gain and loss. These where we are getting tossed again and again and again and again. These dvaida, chinna dvaida, those who have destroyed these dualities completely. Chinna dvaida yata atmanaha, those whose minds are fully conquered. Because of their having no more dualities dictating them, they become the friends of the whole world. So, as very clearly it is said, these rishis are not those who are running away or escaped into the solitude. They are very much here in the world only to help the people to the maximum extent. Sarva bhuta hite rata. Sarva bhutanam hite. They are always ready to work for the benefit and the for the welfare of all beings. They have no personal agenda, therefore they can spend the maximum time in doing good to the people. If I have my own personal agenda, then I will be busy with that only. Only when a person does not have his own personal agenda, personal ambition, such a person alone can be one who can serve others. One, scout master told the students, this week, before you come next weekend, you should have done good to somebody. Help somebody. Go. Next week they all came. Okay, asked first, what did he do? Last week, after I left from here, I was on the road and one lady was there in the road. I helped her cross the street. This is an old lady. I helped her cross the street. It's a very busy street. Second one, what did you do? I helped the first boy. Helped the old lady cross the street. Okay, that's also good. Third one, what did you do? I'll help those two boys. Help the old lady cross the street. Now the master is getting a little annoyed. Fourth guy, you also helped this 3 boys too. Help the old lady cross the road. Yes. Why do the old lady need 4 boys to cross the street? Because she didn't want to. Bundle her up and That is not helping anybody. I have to tell you whether you like it or not. It is not, that is not help. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rata means helping the people to live themselves. Not helping in such a way that they destroy themselves. Your help should uplift the person, not to become useless. So that is the reason if a person is begging the food, you give him food all right, but better than that is to make him able to work if he can. That is a better help, right? Than keeping him as a beggar. So Bhuta Hita means making the people useful to themselves. That is a true help. So Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha Rishayaha Kshina Kalmashaha, such a people who have no more impurity in themselves. Brahma Nirmanam Labante Tada Sarvabhuta Hite Hite Rataha Vibhavanti. When they are in the world, they are obviously of great help to the world. They are not parasites, they are not just sitting in one corner doing nothing. So, here continuing on that, Kama Krodha Viyuktanam
Kama-krodha viyuktanam
Yatinam Yatachetasam
yatinam yatachetasam
Abhito Brahma Nirvanam
abhito brahma nirvanam
Vartate Viditatmanam
vartate viditatmanam
Kama Krodha Viyuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Very often people think that this Antasukha, the great nirvana state of oneness, obtained only in solitude and when one is sitting in meditation alone. Bhagavan Krishna says, no. It is not true, but real maturity of that understanding, realization is Abhidaha Vartate. Brahma Nirvanam. Abhida means all around, everywhere. It is not in one particular place where they sit down for meditation. No. Maturity of that realization is where they'll find that joy anywhere they go. Abhidaha vartate Brahma Nirvanam Vijitatmana. Those who have thus Vidida Atmana, those who have understood the self. See, when I go from here to the other end of the room, can the I is different? Become different from here to there? I am, the nature of I am is same whether I am here or I go there, I go outside, anywhere I go, the nature of I, the awareness does not change. Does it? In a fish tank, the fish moves from point A to point B. When it moves in that water tank, fish is moving in the water or water is moving with the fish? Tell me. I am not the fish source, I don't know something. A fish is in the water or water is in the fish? So, whether it is in the point A or point B, it is moving in the water. We cannot say fish is carrying the water. Fish is carried by the water, actually. In the same way, consciousness which is all-pervading is not located in you. You are in consciousness. Bhagavan very clearly says, in the chapter 9, he makes it point very clearly. Maya tadamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshu. They are in me, not in them. When he says I am not in them, does not mean I deprive them. They mistake themselves to be that there is something called consciousness in them. No, they are in consciousness. If consciousness is there as a part of your body, in the heart, let us say, then all the heart surgeons would have realized, open the heart. See that fellow? Consciousness sitting there. Is it a part of your body? You are not carrying consciousness. You are in consciousness. Are you carrying space or space is in you? Or space is, you are in space or space is in you? Swami, in my head, lot of space. स्थान है, इतना काली है. Sorry. Okay, so I don't want to go further on that. So here you are in consciousness. It is not consciousness is sitting inside you. So wherever there, abhitaha brahma nirvanam vartate, around, all over, vididatmanam, those who really know, vididatmanam, for them, they clear that wherever I go, I am. It is not that, see, some people say, when I come to temple Swamiji, I find so much of peace. Gurudev used to say, oh, that means there is a pockets of peace sitting there on the ceiling. When you go and sit there, boom, comes on your head. Is it? It is in that place your mind is undisturbed. Therefore, you start to experience the peace which is already there in you. You are not deprived of it right now because of your other occupation of the mind which is not there in the state, whether you go in the nature or in some place of solitude or when you go to a temple, you start to experience what is already there. In the same way, abhidaha brahma nirvanam vartate vididatmana, and whose mind will experience it everywhere? Kama krodha viyuktan. Again he brought the point. जिसमें काम क्रोध नहीं है, काम क्रोध वियुक्तानां यतीनां यत्नं कुर्वन्तां, those who are people who are yatnam, those who are putting an effort to end this force of kama and krodha. Those people, they are called yatis. Yatnam karoti iti yatihi. Prayatnam karoti iti yatihi. It is they put effort to make sure that they are not affected by the force of kama and krodha. Kama krodha viyuktanam, those who are devoid of desire and anger. Yatinam yatachetasam. Yatachetasam, those who are minds are yatah, controlled. Yam, to control. Yatah means one who is controlled. Yata chetasam abhido brahma nirvanam. To such people, that brahma nirvana, the absence of the agitations and the pure presence of Brahman, abhidaha vartate, all around them. Vididatmanam. And the actual practice is slowly, last part of this, actual what is to be done. Because Bhagavan does not complete without giving practical hints. And because some people, as Swamiji spoke for almost 4 classes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What is the bottom line? What is that we have to practice? Give some practical tips. It looks like as though I am talking impractical ideas for the past 4 days. Something to practice on. Sparshan krutva bahirvakyan.
Sparshan krutva bahirvakyan.
Chakshuschaivantare bhruvoh.
Chakshuschaivantare bhruvoh.
Pranapano samau krutva.
Pranapano samau krutva.
Nasabhyantaracharino.
Nasabhyantaracharino.
Yatindriyamano buddhi. मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः
मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः
विगतेच्छाभयक्रोधः
विगतेच्छाभयक्रोधः
यः सदा मुक्त एव सः
यः सदा मुक्त एव सः
स्पर्शान् कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान् चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवोः प्राणापानौ समौ कृत्वा नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ यतेन्द्रियमनोबुद्धिः मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छाभयक्रोधः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः. Bhagavan's methodology of teaching is he will start the next topic already. Towards the end, he will start putting the seed for the next one. Next chapter is Dhyanam. Dhyanam, practice of meditation, and that meditation is an exclusive engagement in realizing the inner awareness, and that alone would carry on for a person during the entire day of activities. It is like you, beginning of the day, you take breakfast, etc. to keep yourself fueled to continue until the next meal. In the same way, the awareness that you recognize as you are and not the individual entity you are, brother, sister, father, mother, son, daughter, wife, husband, all these things are there, no doubt. That's where you're going to be transacting in the world. But begin the day with, I am the soul. I am a pure soul, subject to no birth, no death. I am the reflection of the same consciousness alone here, reflecting my body, my mind, my senses, etc. In whose presence alone they are there, in whose absence they cannot be, and there is no absence of it. Even as the body, mind, etc. become absent, I continue to be. Therefore, with respect to the body, mind, etc. alone, I am so and so. You are being a husband or wife or a brother or sister connected to body only. Not. So, with respect to this physical body alone, all relationships are. And this is gone, what happens then? The soul has no relationship, not even a gender. That nature of the soul I am, this must be exclusively focused until it becomes natural. Therefore, sparshan krutva bahihi bahyan. Bahyan krutva. Sparshan, all the contacts, bahi sparshan, bahi krutva. Keeping all the external contacts external only. Whether it is sense contact or mental contact. Sparshan krutva bahir bahyan. Bahyan sparshan bahir krutva. Keeping the external objects of the senses and all other mental contacts also. Then what do I do? Chakshuscha eva antare bhruvoho antare. Between the eyebrows, this is specifically coming to what you should do and how to sit for meditation. Bhruvoho, between the eyebrows, bhruvoho antare chakshuhu. Chakshuhu bhruvoho antare. Between the eyebrows, concentrate. What? Keep your mind's attention again. Your own eyes. No? Don't look at somebody else's eyes. Between the eyes of your own. See, sometimes we need something to focus on, otherwise mind runs. So to make your mind become attentive, chakshuschaivantare bhruvoho prana apano samo krutva. Become aware of the incoming air and outgoing air. Prana, that which comes in. Apana, that which goes away. Because the first one is coming in the air, then the last one is apana, prana. Even though in our order of things we say prana, apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. These are the Pancha Pranas. The incoming and outgoing air, incoming breath and outgoing, making Samau Krutva. Consciously breathe in and consciously breathe out. Don't do it mechanically, because when you consciously breathe in and out, mind has a place to focus. And your eyes have to be focusing on the middle of the eyebrows, because movement of the eyes is movement of the mind. Let's say some people when they are lying down, eyes, that means they are dreaming. It's called REM, sleep. Rapid eye movement sleep. That's a dream. NREM, no rapid eye movement, is called no movement of the eyes, which means you are sleeping. So that eyes are to be focusing upon the between the eyebrows, not externally, internally. Close your eyes and do it, otherwise it will become terrible to others. Close your eyes and make sure that eyes are focusing on the middle of the. And while you are also being aware of the incoming air and outgoing air. Inhale, exhale. So that way, prana apano samo krutva. Where is it? Nasabhyantara charinau prana apano samo. The air that is coming and going through the nostrils. Don't open your mouth and more. Breathe. Only with the nose. Nasabhyantara charinau prana apano samokrutva. Keeping indriya mana buddhihi yataha. Controlling the body, mind, indriya or sense organs, mind and buddhi. Keeping your senses, mind and intellect under your supervision. Munihi, Mananashilavan. See, contemplation, see, one thing is externally keeping your eyes attention upon between the eyebrows. Second, that is called at the level of the Sthula Sharira or Annamaya Kosha. There are Pancha Koshas are there. Annamaya Koshas, in that Annamaya Kosha, you are actually using the physical eyes to keep the attention between the eyebrows. Then comes Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha is the vital air shield. What do you do with that? Prana apano nasabhyantara charino samokrutva. After crossing the Pranamaya Kosha, Manamaya Kosha. There he says, Yataha mana indriya mana buddhi. Then comes buddhi, or which is closer to causal body, vigata ichcha bhaya krodha. Devoid of any desire, fear or anger. These are all intellectual areas, right? Bhaya, fear, or krodha, anger, or ichcha, the desire. These are all individually conceptualized. It is not common to the same, everybody. Vigada ichcha bhaya krodha. Yes sada stitaha sa yuktaha. So such a person devoid of the desire, ichcha, the fear and anger. This is the practice one has to do on a daily basis. Not once in a while. Swamiji, I have been doing meditation. When? Once in a week. Nothing happened. How many weeks you have done? 2. To even study any subject, you spend 12 years of school study. Then more than that, 14 years, starting from LKG, UKG, PKG and everything, up to PhD. How many years you have practiced? At least 20 years. Even then, you are not sure about the subject. Here you 2 weeks you do, once a week. Kuch nahi ho raha hai. What do you think it will happen? And Bhagavan that's why he said, many lives. After only you will understand this. So don't give up, at least start. So such a person is sada mukta eva saha, meaning he will be able to see the release of the soul from all its entanglements. This needs to be practiced again and again and again. Not theoretically, you just, I know that now. No. Even as you know, there would be force of desire and anger will come and forcefully push you out of it. One boy was sitting under the guidance of the Guru, wanting to meditate. The teacher said, go to that, under the tree, you sit down and quietly meditate. Don't wake up for anything. Anything happens, don't wake up. Just stay there. So he went there and sat down. You know, it's an outskirt in the rural area. So, one buffalo started coming towards him. Gling, 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 gling. That is not much. Oh, Tamba Urvashi Menaka. See, Indra is very unhappy that I am doing meditation. So he is sending all these damsels from the heavens. I am not going to open my eyes. Then the buffalo came and it started having heavy hair. They are putting some fragrance. Then buffalo started licking him. Opened the eyes, big buffalo was sitting. Guru! He came running to Guru. I sat there. I thought Ramba, Urushi, Menaka will come, but buffalo came. He said, for you, buffalo will do. For Vishwamitra, somebody else. For you, that will fight. So Gurudev used to say, don't expect some, sound and music or then levitation. Are you a frog or what? Froggy meditation. No, froggy meditation. So sit down until your mind has become quiet and calm and peaceful. Remind yourself as the pure soul. That is the idea here. More elaboration is in the 6th chapter. Then therefore Bhagavan says, once you know who you are and who I am, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam
Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram
Suhridam Sarvabhutanam
Suhridam Sarvabhutanam
Jnatva Mam Shanti Mrichati
Jnatva Mam Shanti Mrichati
Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Jnatva Mam Shanti Mrichati. It's not only that one realizes one's own soul is pure and unsullied, clean, and immaculate. This very self itself is the Lord. And who is he? Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam. He is the one who is the real enjoyer of all that is offered in all rituals. Yajneshua, Tapasiva, in all the various tapas. Yajnaram, Bhoktaram, Yajnatapasam. Who is he? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sarvalokana Maheshwara. The Ishvara Eva, that Lord alone is to be realized as the enjoyer of all the. And that who is he? Krishna without any hesitation. Mam. Me. Understand that. Mam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Mam Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Jnatva. Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. And at the same time, Sarvalokanam Suhrit. Me, the friend of everyone. Who is the friend? Who wants your welfare, uplift you, make you better than you are. then that is a true friend. A friend in need is friend indeed. You know, that's what we say. Friend who is always in need is not a friend indeed. Friend in your need is a friend indeed. So, one who actually is needed to all of us. Not that he needs us. We need the Lord to uplift us. Therefore, he is Suhrut. Sushtu Hridayam Yasya. One who has the heart for you. A good hearted. That's why Suhrut. So, Aham Suhrut Sarvalokanam Sarvabhutanam Mam Yatva. Know me. Meaning, I am the enjoyer of all the rituals and all the tapas that is done. I am the Lord of the universe. I am the one who is a friend of all, knowing this. What is your gain? Shanti mrichati. You gain peace. You obtain the ultimate peace. So, this practice of recognizing one's own self, the self alone is the Lord of the universe. He alone is the friend of all. He alone is the receiver of all the offerings. He very much is within me as my own consciousness. Sri Krishna consciousness. We are speaking there. Right? International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Krishna is alone is a consciousness. Knowing that Shanti Mrichati, you obtain peace. Now, what he has explained as the meditation practices is elaborated in the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, that we will see the next time. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Satgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Tat Sadidi. Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Dhamma Sanyasa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyayah